Hey, Nate, what's up, buddy?
Nobody told me. Nobody, yeah,
right there.
you're good right there. You know Vincent Bugliosi died? Nobody told me.
No.
Yeah.
This is what? What?
He prosecuted
I took
Manson.
it real hard.
Did he
I'm like,
prosecute
don't
Charles
just throw
Manson?
that on me, man.
yeah.
I just woke up.
Yeah.
What?
It's hard to get devastating news the minute you walk into a radio station.
Yeah.
But he wrote Helter Skelter, too.
Yes.
That was a great book.
He was the Manson prosecutor. But when he wrote, we talk about JFK, and when he wrote Reclaiming History, it was from a prosecutor's point of view. So he understands how to analyze evidence, how to prevent evidence.
Right.
He was a psychopath, so he fucking hand wrote it. It took him 20 years to write that book.
He hand wrote it?
Hand wrote it.
Wow.
And he knocked out every conspiracy theory well.
So he's just sitting there
really?
like a maniac with notepads in his house, like just writing about conspiracy theories all the time.
Yeah, and he did a good job with it.
He knew how. So he was saying like he didn't the JFK conspiracy that everybody has. Like he knocked it. Like he was like
He thought none of them were good. I've read a bunch of conspiracy stuff, and he felt none of them held up. When you looked at all the conspiracies, he felt this is why they're all
Did he
wrong.
feel like the official story held up?
I think the majority of it, yeah, the autopsies, all that shit.
Huh.
Anyway, how you feel? Is tonight your first Tonight
good.
show?
no.
Oh, you
It's
got it.
7th.
Oh, okay, good. So
Yeah.
you're nervous, but
At
you've been
least
there.
people are watching it, as I can see. I think I
First
feel like
time
does he have his late night work anymore? Like I think so. Is this your first time on?
I
wait,
never.
the second, third, actually seven.
Seventh,
Yeah,
yeah.
7 times.
I'm not indicative though. I watch nothing, so literally you could be hosting it, and I wouldn't know for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do hear that when
Jim was about
guys
to
do
ask
stuff.
you how Jack Parr is in person.
yeah. Like, oh, he's nice. Yeah, no, it's been a bunch of them.
So you're not nervous, but you got that whole all right, I'm doing the show tonight energy.
Yeah. You know, like when you go out and like you're always fine, and then right when you go out, you're just a little like you just don't want to mess the joke up or something, like or get lost or get like whatever. But that's why you come run it, and then the night before and make sure.
I saw you last night. I didn't see your set because I left. How did it go? Because I would always, when I was doing a Tonight Show set, a lot of times I would bomb, not on purpose, but there would always be that one set where I just completely ate my dick before I went on, whether it was the night before or 2 nights before. And I always thought that was okay, and it got it out of the way.
It wouldn't
liked
fuck
it.
up your confidence?
No, not at all. No.
I used to always go look for a show like that. I would go specifically to get on a bad show, just to make sure you could get through it. You want to make sure you get through it in the worst situation, because you'll never be as bad as this.
Right. You think you could slow down and talk and sound like this is having fun, even though you're fucking shitting the bed. Yeah.
I did an open, I think it was like an open mic at the Creek in the Cave last night. Because I was doing with Jay Skanks with Jay and all them, and then in between there's an open mic, and I was like, oh, can I jump on that? There's like maybe 7 people in the room, so that was like the going up, and it went all right. So then I got excited because I was like, oh, this could be a good story if it works there. But it was nice to run it with. I mean, that was nothing. Like they were.
Sure.
You're in silence.
Yeah.
And you're just brutal.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to get it out of the way. I'm like, you got the blush drawer, you get the bomb out of the way.
Yeah.
And once in a while, but I used to go on at the Improv in LA, and I would fucking shit the bed
Every time?
dude. It was crazy. And Bob and Ross would be there, and I'd be fucking up there like just
Who's Bob
dying.
and Ross?
They were the guys who at that time booked
Leno?
comedians on Leno. Yeah.
They did it for a while, up until I knew them too. Like up until Leno was done, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were there for quite a while.
Now, when you bomb in front of them, do they go like, oh, I don't know if...
After a certain point, you just knew that was part of it. I knew they didn't care. They were like, no, they wouldn't even run. They wouldn't even tell me what to run the material with them. They just wanted to see it the night before.
Would you get like the first time you did it? Did you get nervous and have to go to them and be like, it's usually not like that.
Yeah,
it's
you're
usually
fucking terrified because you're like, oh God, they're gonna take the show the night before.
coming up with like excuses, like I did a thing here that I would never have normally done, and they usually laugh. They usually always laugh. Always laugh.
You panic.
Yeah, it's you know, I think comics always think that with everything they do, you just assume you're about to get told you're fired from something. Like you just anybody you talk to, like you go to comedy clubs, you're like, how are their numbers? Are we fine? Are you happy? Or like you just and that's with this same thing. You see it. I just tell them last night, I was like, we're good, right? Everybody's happy with this set. Like you're fine with if one little thing doesn't get a laugh, you're very nervous about it.
Does that worry increase as success? I guess for both of you, as success goes up, does the worry go up, or do you start to develop a confidence where you're like, okay, I've established something here, we'll be all right?
I think you have a confidence. If I bombed, like real bomb, like there's been guys that have bombed hard, that would be bad. But I mean, you could also get if it did. It's like you go talk about it on.
On TV, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like if you bombed on late night, like if it meant like that would be. I mean, I don't want it to happen tonight, but it's.
I would say that if it did happen tonight, we would probably ask you to come back in and
discuss it at length.
We'd like to watch it along.
I would try to get ahead of it. And they're like, that's already aired. And you're like, oh. I'm trying to get ahead of something that no one cares about. But yeah, you just don't want to do that. Like you want it to be a good showing, and you get in and out of there unscathed.
Yeah.
And Nate is also at Caroline's tonight through Sunday. It's 212-757-4100. Then he's got Helium in Portland, Orlando, a gig, Good Nights in Riley, which is a great club, and the West Palm Improv at the end. So you're pretty much on the road every weekend.
Every weekend.
Yeah, I just kind of was doing that for a while, and I slowed down now.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I love what the tour's kind of like. Then you're just adding dates. I'm just adding dates to pay the mortgage, and I just want to do some more dates.
Yeah.
But going out every weekend is fucking rough.
Rough. It's the best though for writing, coming up with a new hour. I've learned that, like on the road, like it is.
Is it because you're hitting different audiences?
Different audiences, just longer sets, and like when you're doing spots here, it was always like 15 minutes. So you got to kind of get in them. You got to get in and get out like quick. You got to stay on top of everything. And when you're on the road, I mean, you can really try some new jokes. You just have so much time, and it's. I think you just build a new act so quick.
I was talking to Mackie about it too yesterday after the show, and he was like, "Yeah," because he's also like. I think he's doing like 3 weekends a month at this point. He's going crazy on the road too. But he was like, in order to stay ahead of the business, like that way you don't have to be dependent on trying to find a TV show or trying to sell this or trying to if you can just get yourself on the road a lot for a while, you get the money. You're writing all the time. Like you're at least developing your craft, right?
Yeah, you get your own,
and you're in control of it.
You're in control of it. That's why we are very lucky with over like actors. Because it's like, I think about what they have to, like, you just have to sit and wait and hope someone calls. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
I can imagine that feeling to, like, there's nothing yet that you can do to go, like, earn money or be successful. You have to just sit, hope an agent calls and says, you have this thing, then hope they want you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have, like, we can go into auditions really to be like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is like icing on, or icing on the cake, or that's not a saying, I don't think.
It is.
Is it?
Oh,
yeah. You put icing on cake.
Cherry on the, but you don't say it as an extra thing, right?
Yeah,
that's the icing on the cake.
Oh, that is
sure.
Because the cake is the important part, theoretically. But let's be honest, a lot of it's just like the icing.
Oh, Sam, don't.
I know, I'm bad sometimes.
Cut it out,
when
Sam.
it comes to desserts, I'm bad.
I'll say. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I do a lot of stuff. I try to always keep busy because it's also a fear of falling into a hole and no one knowing you're gone. Hey, if you're doing this and doing this and doing this, that like one of those things somebody is paying attention to.
Yeah.
Even if the other two you're terrible. Like that's the mentality. A lot of it's fear-based. And
is there an acknowledgement too if there's an audience in front of you? It's like, okay, I got another audience this weekend. They're going to remind me that I'm relevant.
Ari Shaffir said something. We had him on the UFC podcast, and he was talking about I forget his exact terminology, but he said something like, I'm an artist and I'm making a living doing this. I'm doing what I want to do. And like an artist who's free to say, I forget how he phrased it, but I was like, fuck, that was right. Like you forget sometimes, like, yeah, this is kind of what I wanted.
I love that it made an
You're
impact, and you were like, I got to remember that. And you're like, I don't remember what he said.
It was the theme of it. With Ari Shaffir, you're always kind of half in and half wondering how big his testicles are.
Yeah.
But he was right. That was a great point. I remember the basic theme of it is like, you're doing what you want to do. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly right.
Yeah. You know what's funny too is you can get like trying to stay in front of everybody and being around and everybody seeing, because it's easy to get lost, like you said, either out of the system completely. You can also get lost in front of people. You can get, I remember guys, do you remember Ha that used to be here in like Times Square,
sure.
the club? And it was like this known as just like not a good club, like or whatever. But people would hand out flyers and all that. And I know guys that would end up going up there and get spots. And they would do it. And then you would almost think they quit comedy. And it was just funny because you didn't know, no one went to Ha. So they weren't running around the other clubs. And they were there. They were working as much as everybody else, but you just assume they quit. and there's like
Wow.
a weird like
Yeah.
they're still doing it and they're doing good, but you know, I don't know. You don't want to get like lost like just in front of I don't
You're
know.
just
in front
outside of the
everybody.
community.
Yeah, you're just right outside, even though you're doing it as much as everybody else is.
It's a different, like a little bit of a different a road or like almost a different circuit, but the same circuit, but it's not. It is a weird when you see guys like that guy's still around. Like, oh yeah, he does Dangerfield's, the Strip, and all these like clubs I just don't do.
Yeah.
And you forget like, oh yeah, there's a lot of clubs in New York. That's just a Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
There's the Stand, which I like, and I don't know. Do you work a lot of the places? I guess the older I've gotten, I most of them I think would give me a spot if I called in, and I've just basically doing the Cellar.
You're just stuck in your ways.
You get stuck in your ways.
It's I get it.
You're a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Man, I just get up early.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. When I come back, I'll do the Stand, Cellar. Eastville, I was there a lot. You know, now I'll bounce around the Strip or like go stand. You know, I'll do a bunch of them. Caroline's, I'm there right now. I'm not name all the clubs, but where I'm at,
You named everything but Catch a
I
Rising
know.
Star, which evaporated in the early 90s, I think.
Did you ever do?
No, I went in there one time. It was one of the first times when I first started to get to know David Tell. I figure it was early 90s. I don't remember why, maybe 95. I think he was doing Letterman, and he was running around doing Letterman spots. I just have a weird memory of talking to him briefly in Catch a Rising Star, but I never spent time there. Mike Sweeney, who I think still writes for Conan or whatever, or he wrote for him for years, was really funny. He was like the house MC there, but I never went on to Catch. And Louis Friend over from Caroline's was the guy who worked there.
Yeah.
I think he booked Catch. So a lot of guys who don't like Lewis have hated him since 1986.
You know where it started?
Yeah, and the Strip, I don't. I guess they moved the stage for Jerry's special.
Yeah,
but I never did
I
well in the
haven't
comic
seen it.
strip. Never did well. It's one of those rooms that I would always bomb in.
Yeah.
Fucking ate my dick in the comic strip a whole lot.
You did?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've done bad there, but I've had some great sets there. That was the last club that I got past at.
It was.
The Strip was the last one. I had a thing when I lived here. I want to get past at every single club, and then I left. But the Strip was the last one.
Was it through Lucian or no?
No, I never did. I did Star. I did the audition.
Star Mraz, her name is?
Yeah, and she would go and you do a Monday night, and then she'd tell you you're terrible, and then you wouldn't get past.
Was she not nice? I never dealt with her on that level.
She was. Yeah, she wasn't. I don't think it was mean. Like, I mean, she was. Look, there's a million
Star or Starla?
comics. I think Star.
Okay, I don't remember.
I'm not completely
Starla
positive.
Mraz, I thought it was. I could be wrong.
But yeah, she was. I mean, you get to. We have too many white comedians, or we have too many.
Did she say that?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And then, but I think she told everybody something. I don't know. There's a flood of people trying to get on that stage, and her job is to be like, I can't let it doesn't.
She was the door to Lucian at one point.
Yeah.
Like you would see her, and then if she liked you, no, it's not. It's Star. I think it was Starla. Try a different spelling. I could be wrong.
Mraz, like Jason Mraz.
I just don't.
M-R-A-Z?
Now that he's got me thinking of her because I kind of backdoored into this Strip. They never really wanted to pass me, but he reluctantly did because I won a contest there. But I never got great spots there. You never met him?
I don't think so. I think he was here. I was here before he died. When did he die? Or
I don't remember. A few years ago.
Yeah, I was here before he died, but I think I've seen him, but I never had any. I don't have a story or anything with him.
Yeah.
You still like chain restaurants? I feel like we had a conversation a long time ago about you being a huge fan.
Yeah, I like them. I like everything they do.
Yeah, me too. I was just glad you're coming in. I got excited this morning because I was like, wait, I remember a while ago having a conversation with him about loving chain restaurants because these guys always try to make me feel bad about it. Florentine comes in here and just acts like it's the most insane thing ever.
Yeah, Jim doesn't get it. Yeah.
No.
I ate at Applebee's in Times Square unbelievable amount of times.
That's just such
right
a great
here.
thing.
I mean,
everybody I work with, I'm like, we should go to Applebee's, and they never want to go.
It's not that good.
It's so good.
TGI Fridays got at least the fucking spinach and artichoke dip.
I'll go to Fridays.
It does rule.
I go to Fridays.
He's trying
if
to
you want.
get something. He's like, he starts with Applebee's, and they'll make you say Friday. All right, I'll go Friday.
Yeah, that's
You think
right.
that's what he
What
wanted
you
all
don't
along?
know is we know they're all the same thing,
Right,
and
it
we
is.
get what we want.
Yeah, I try to rope them in. I go like, okay, Applebee's. They're like, I'm not going to fucking Applebee's. Like, oh, well, this is over here. This is over here. Well, what about Buffalo Wild Wings? And they go, Okay, yeah, I'll hit up
Dude,
Buffalo Wild
Wings
Wings.
is unbelievable.
It's amazing. That's my favorite part about living in the suburbs. I live in Westchester,
Yeah.
and there is no fewer than 4 Buffalo Wild Wings in driving distance from
It
me.
used to be called BW3s.
That's right. Now it's just B-dubs.
B-dubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. I love it. Yeah, they're.
You went with us one time.
I did.
Remember
It was
we
enjoyable
Got, we got
once.
D-bag all fucked up.
Will you eat McDonald's? Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah, I can eat there. I have no problem.
Fuck.
Have you?
The only thing I'm getting older. I'm 39, so it's starting to you feel everything so much more than you did. Obviously, like everybody does. So now it's I've had to like calm down. I've been on like this green smoothie cleanse for 10 days.
Oh yeah.
Today's like day 11.
Are you dealing with the skinny fat thing?
Yeah, being like skinny and still fat.
Yeah.
Does it help the green
That's what
cleanse?
I'm struggling with that in a big way right now.
Yes, it's been pointed out.
Yeah.
A lot
it's
of
not-
people.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that.
A
many,
lot
but-
of people have
okay.
pointed it out.
I did. I
Social
had to
media.
I had to start going back to the gym.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, did you just say something?
No. Jess is unbelievable. I think she might be blind. She's unbelievably
Yeah, but she has
supportive.
tactile ability. She can feel your little hips.
Apparently not, because she doesn't say a word about it that's not positive.
Sam has Amish woman hips.
But-
Just-
But I was like, this is starting to get.
what
to
what
an
made you
insane
realize
point.
that? What made you realize that you might have to do something?
I mean, it's been the last like several months. Every time I look in the mirror, it's just like that's fucking disgusting.
Okay, that's good. You
You know,
don't look
like-
that
like,
bad from here, but you're wearing
yeah.
big shirts though. Maybe because you're wearing 2 shirts.
Well, yeah, and now I have to be a little bit choosier about what
Yeah.
I decide to wear because I'm like that. Everything is
Dude.
just so obvious. Look, it's
someone that's
revolting.
skinny.
This back here.
You go shopping with
back
them.
fat.
They just grab a shirt. Like I don't even know what it's like just to be like
No.
literally any shirt. Like just they're yeah, I'll wear it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like
I went through that a few years ago. It looked like I had AIDS, but people were like, you're too skinny. But buying clothes was fucking amazing because you didn't care. It was like, all right, that looks. I like that. I'm gonna try it on.
oh yeah.
No, not afraid of anything.
I'll pick up a. I'll pick up a.
That's unbelievable.
I'll pick up a small shirt, like a small button down in front shirt that I bought like a couple years ago, and just go like, what the fuck was I thinking? This doesn't even sort of fit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But I still haven't. I've realized that I can't stop. Like I'm not disgusted enough to change how I'm eating. Like I
Yeah,
just won't
it's
do
too-
that. I
well, you get
enjoy
into-
it too
yeah.
much.
Have you gone to the gym?
I have gone. That's right. I say, okay, well, if I still eat like shit but go to the gym, maybe I'll start to cancel.
Can't
out.
outrun food. What did you do?
Shit.
How many days did you go? I didn't know you were going to the gym.
It's been a week, and about a week, I guess at the end of last week into this week. So it's been like a week, and it's been like Sunday, I guess, was the first day. So it's been about every other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you go for?
About like 45 minutes. Do like a 1.5 miles to 2 miles on the treadmill.
Walking.
No, running.
Oh, you run? Okay.
Running, yeah. Work up a nice sweat, and then you got to work up a sweat.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you're gonna pump iron,
Yeah.
and then and then lift a little bit. But
I think that's what you say to the person on the treadmill next to you.
yeah, it'd be great if you're running on the treadmill, like.
And she's there to take her headphones off.
Yeah.
What?
You got to
What?
tap
I'm
her.
sorry, were you talking?
You tap her.
Got to work up a sweat if you're gonna pump iron.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You don't even know that pumping iron does not refer to running
No,
on a
it does
treadmill
not.
at all.
No one says pumping iron. Since 1977, no one has said pumping iron.
But
That's funny.
I'll do like a 1.5 miles to 2 miles on the treadmill to start, and then a little bit of lifting. But then my arms get sore pretty quickly. so,
Understandable. You're a little fella.
I don't want to overdo it to
Look,
begin
it's your
with.
first
and
week.
then-
We're
right,
happy you're there.
Right, exactly. That's nice and slow.
That's what I
You
walk
know.
around and tell people. I'm just happy I'm here.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing something. Like, I never
Right.
work out. I just end up talking to everybody.
What do you do on the road? Do you have any ritual? Or the road has just gotten so fucking boring, man.
Yeah, it's
That's why you got to go to Chili's.
yeah,
always
that's
exciting in
all
there.
you're
Is
gonna-
it?
Well, that's like drinking. Like that's I've stopped drinking right now, and then but it is because you get in those you get in those habits of like you're just like I guess I'll drink. Like you're
Right.
just bored, and you're not getting like plowed drunk or something, but you're just drinking enough to the next day wake up and feel terrific. I feel bad.
Sure.
And then you sleep all day, and then you go to the show, and yeah, it's easy to get into a weird bad cycle, and it's hard to get out of it because you're just out there by yourself.
Yeah, it's so boring, man.
Yeah.
Even if I have an opener with me or somebody I'm doing the show with, at least we'll go to lunch. I
Yeah.
have somebody to eat meals with, which is kind of fun just to talk to on the road.
That's
or if I'm
amazing.
with Kenny.
Yeah, that the road gets to that point where you're like, fuck, at least I got somebody to eat. Like that you get excited about the fact that there's a person to eat lunch with.
If the guy that's opening for me doesn't go to lunch with me, furious. I get so you're like, dude, that's all I got is like us like gonna talk and hang out.
Right.
And if they're like, I'm good, I'm not hungry right now. I'm like, it doesn't even matter what you are. You better come sit across this table from me.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this is part of the gig.
This is part of it. That's all the gig. Is you go with the headliner. That's what we always do.
Right. Now, do you realize now that guys that you opened for that you would have to go to lunch with like desperately needed you? Because I'm sure when you're young and you're opening for people, there's still something exciting about being on the road.
Yeah, I loved it.
Right.
Like, I know I get it. I mean, I get it just because I think I'm just in the doing something. You just want to go eat with someone. You just want to go eat with someone. And I'm a big believer that I think the best way to come up with material is talking. And it's just talking about weird. Y'all were talking about the JFK. Like, it's like getting into weird conversations that are just kind of separate. And that's where you tend to find like something you're like, oh, that's funny. Like, and you can find bits. And, I think it's just good to try to always be funny and be with comics.
Maybe that's why you sit alone nude in your apartment doing your characters to yourself.
Possibly
it's
why.
like, trying to develop stuff.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not lonely and mentally ill. I'm working.
And
I'm
nude.
working.
And nude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am naked a lot in my apartment. Looking out the window. I have a great view. It's me.
So does everybody looking in your window.
I have thought of this. I'm jerking off on my couch. my open windows, they can see from across the
Is that
way.
right?
Yeah.
Somebody with a telescope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They can't get mad at you with a telescope because that, like, if it was just we're walking by,
Sure.
Oh my god,
He's on the first floor like a store display window. Like that would be mad. That would get you mad.
Yeah, with my dick over the air conditioning unit, just fucking. No, but I do think that I can close the shades on that side. I call them the west shades on the wall. It says.
Oh, you do?
I close the west shades.
Who do you call that? Who do you say that to?
Myself.
Okay.
I'm alone. Spend a lot of time alone. I'm a lonely man.
Yeah.
Just me by myself.
Oh, man. So you get off the road. You're like, oh, I just want somebody to eat lunch with. And you get off the road and you get back to your apartment. You're like, finally, I'm home. And I'm still alone.
I have people I can go out and eat with. I have friends I go out and eat with. But it's like, sometimes I'm like, I kind of wish I lived with somebody. And most times I'm like, I'm glad I don't.
Do you walk around nude in your hotel rooms or is that just for your apartment?
Yeah.
You do. You're nude in your
Sometimes.
hotel. Okay.
Sometimes, yeah. Do you live by yourself or you date anybody or no?
I'm married.
Oh, you
I
are
have a
married, okay.
Kid, yeah. Do your neighbors think that you have someone that lives in that house? Would you ever talk to yourself?
The fact that they hear all this talking,
they
yeah.
hear the voices, you're like, there's a few guys living over there. And you're like, no, those are my characters.
Yeah, they actually hear them arguing. And they hear loud talking. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Do they really argue with each other out loud?
No, but I mean, if I'm just screaming about something alone.
You scream about things just alone?
There's no one there. I have to. Yeah. I got to get it out.
I don't understand who you're going to scream them to.
Yeah, who are you going to talk to? There's no one there.
No one's there. I don't think.
I mean, I feel like you would not scream if you were alone.
You would think. A lot of people.
A lot of people don't, right?
But you got to get it out.
That's true.
Like you got to get it out.
And that's back to going to that gym conversation. I'm just happy you're getting it out of your system, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just having. Look, I'm just thinking it's good that I'm here.
Right.
Yeah. It's essentially that.
Right. Don't worry. I got it out of my system.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about
Nothing,
anymore.
yeah.
Do you bring your wife with you at all on the road or no? Does she ever want to come?
She's here now, but some, they pick the good gigs. You
Sure.
go to like you might go to Orlando or something, Disney's near there or whatever. So, yeah, they go to some. Nothing too. And it's good. I mean, that gets hard when like she's here now. You have a routine of even getting ready for shows where you just want to, I don't know, have your music on or, take a shower, like get ready, like just kind of be. And then when you have a family in your hotel getting ready while you're getting ready for that's pretty.
Yeah, because you go from, I just want somebody to eat lunch with to, I don't want you guys around all the time. Like,
I don't want you to
some...
be in my world. Yeah.
Right.
Don't sit in the room looking at me. Some guys can just get ready. Like they don't have, I like to like have, like an hour where you can just like get ready by yourself. But yeah, some guys don't care. I feel like some guys just go to a show and they're like, all right.
Some guys, they just kind of show up. I'm not as worried, but I like to have enough time to shower, take a nice long shower, just sit there and pretend things are different.
Yeah.
Nice fucking hot shower, just zone out.
But I've been on the road with you where we've driven straight from the hotel to the venue and you went right up on stage.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get into that more. When you go to a club, like I try to get there. I mean, you want to get there at least right when it starts. I would love for the first guy, the host, to be on. But then I totally get like just by later on you just get there and you basically walk right on.
I like to go on literally. I like to walk in right as the feature is ending, or if it's a 2-person show, like right before the first person goes on, or like when they're 10 minutes into their 20-minute set. I like to get up and just get the fuck out. I don't like to watch the other acts. I don't like to sit there. It's more time to hang out in the hotel and not have to be at the venue.
Nude.
Yeah.
Nude.
Right? You don't have to, because at the venue, you do have to have clothes on.
Yeah.
'Cause somebody might come in the green room,
It's like anything else, man. It's just you get these habits, and it's like any other fucking job. You're just like, all right, now I got to leave the fucking hotel, even though it's a much more fun job.
It's always funny to be in front of people too. Do you ever like you take a shower in your head? You're like, I was in the shower 10 minutes ago.
Oh, while
and now
you're on
you're in
stage?
front of all these people.
Yeah, they have no idea. 10 minutes ago, I was opening my asshole as water cascaded over me.
And now I'm in front of you. And
Yeah, they
like,
really do have no idea.
Yeah.
No, because the idea is, when you're a fan, you're just a fan in the audience. Like the idea is that you guys have been backstage for like, an hour,
hours. Yeah,
couple
but-
hours,
yeah.
getting ready,
Yeah.
like talking, like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Talking to the warm up guy, going like, okay, you go out and do this and blah blah blah. But no, you're just like, no, I was asleep.
I was asleep. I was literally asleep. So I've gone on stage where you're not even really put together. Like if you're in the back of a green room, they call you, and I have like you're putting your watch on, like, and I'm like, you're kind of fixing yourself, and now you're just in front of people.
Yeah,
That can be kind of offsetting because I feel like if you don't, have you ever walked on stage under the and taken like the wrong breath, and you just feel like you're up there like you got, you need to like get your breath back to a rhythm to talk, and you're just kind of off.
yeah.
Not only did that happen to me, it happened to me last night because I was extremely tired yesterday and I was in a horrible mood by last night. And I'm on stage and I talked about something and said it too fast or too rapidly. And I'm like, I can't breathe. Like, I'm just breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe. Yeah, it happened to me last night at the side. It's weird. Like those moments where you talk too much or you do take that wrong breath. You're like, I got to swallow. And you can't get the swallow in the breath. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing? They're all looking at me.
It's got to be difficult.
in front of all these people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to be difficult to take a moment for yourself when you're on stage in front of a bunch of people who paid to be there to look at you.
Well, if you're on TV, it's hard. Like, thank God, like, after a while, like, if it's your audience, they're coming to see you at Caroline's this weekend, you can just go, like, geez, I had a fucked up breath there. You can at least address it as opposed to a singer. You can't break fucking Sweet Child of Mine and say, hold on, I got to breathe properly.
Yeah. Guys, hold on, Vince. You just have to calm everybody down.
You're going to take a drink of water.
You're
Hang on a
panic?
sec.
Do I panic?
Have you?
No, like a big panic attack? I
Yeah.
don't think so, no. No.
Do you?
Not really, no. I mean, there's moments where, like, it's usually an irrational thing or it'll happen on stage, but no, not very often anymore.
Yeah.
There's
Now-
moments, but not rare. It's rare.
Do people, I guess now it's different because people know you that are going to your shows, but when people were just going to a comedy show and they were going to your show, do you think that they had kind of they would listen to you start talking and have a preconceived notion about where you were coming from because of your accent? Yeah.
Yeah. They, I learned how to, that was a good thing about being here for New York for so long is you learn how to follow so many different acts. And you learn how to, like, I'd always have I remember following Will Sylvans, like, and he's just murdering. And then you're next. They used to run a show like at Laugh Lounge or something, like him and Rod Stapleton or something.
Rob Stapleton, yeah.
Yeah. And they would host and they would murder. I mean, murder hosting. And in between comics. And so everybody had to follow just this unreal set. But I just remember doing it, and I learned how to, like, just either start a little awkward or weird or slower, just so you can hear my voice and then get into my rhythm. And then that's just over time. I know how to get them very quickly. A big line I always says, like, the show's probably peaked, so let's just get through it. Like, you say even just that is enough to be like, oh, this guy talks different. His speed is different, and then now I can go into my act, and where
Everything's cool.
Yeah, everything's cool. But it is a hard thing. I mean, usually you could waste 2 jokes because that's how many it takes people to get used to hearing you.
Oh, there's a new guy on. What I'll usually do, especially if they're all like rowdy, I'll usually go, hey, simmer down.
Does that work?
Yeah, they love it.
Oh, cool.
Crowds
Yeah,
love when you tell
yeah.
them to simmer
Well,
down.
crowds are like dogs. They respond to discipline.
Yeah.
They want a pat on the nose. They want a pat on the head. Like,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And they go, bad, bad.
Yeah. Following somebody who kills with energy, you're like, oh.
I couldn't imagine having the be a real high animated guy. Like, just when you got to go run a set, you're like, I just want to try this joke out. I'm tired. I'm not like, I just kind of want to, whatever. Like, I mean, you have to go really bring it. Like, oh God, that would be so tired.
It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you just want to go on and just talk, be mellow.
Yeah, be nice and easy.
Yeah, I would hate to be a character. Like Emo Phillips seems like a
what
hard.
are you talking about?
No, I mean on stage though. Chip is one thing,
Your
but
biggest laughs come from your character at the end of your set.
yes, they do. Chip Chipperson is by far.
You're literally doing a character with a costume and everything.
So what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But he's warmed up by then. By the time he gets to that,
Jim Norton has become Chip Chipperson's warm-up comic.
Yeah. I really am. I'm the fucking. I forget the name of the basketball team that played with the Globetrotters, but that's what Jim Norton is. The Washington.
The Washington Senators?
The Senators? Nationals?
Yeah.
Sentinels?
No, Nationals are the real baseball team.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were called.
Senators.
Just somebody to prop up Chip Chipperson.
That really is all it is. Yeah, but that I don't mind. Meaning a character like with high energy where you just got to go on and have all the Washington Generals.
That was it. Yeah. Did you notice any I don't know, probably not difference, but any feedback from the Netflix half hour?
Yeah, it's night and day. It's,
really, it is. It's that big.
It's that big, and it's I mean, I've done all these Tonight shows. Another big one, Sirius, and like any Pandora, Spotify, that kind of stuff.
You mean your comedy getting played on Raw Dog?
Raw, yeah. That would have been maybe number one. Before Netflix, that was so much our Pandora, Spotify, like all that stuff, but it's like that was people are just listening to comedy. I think comedy is a really good thing to listen to if you're even driving around at home, like not even for like a lot of guys driving trucks obviously listen, but just people driving around home. Like I listen to it some, like it's just nice to hear, and it changes a lot. It's different guys like so you're not to be committed. But then when Netflix came out, I mean it's not even close. I mean. The numbers jump just pretty wildly enough to before it you're kind of curious to see how many people come see you, and you can feel it maybe be half, and then other people don't really know you, and then they go into those times you're like, oh, everybody, there's been certain clubs I'd go to and you're like, everybody here knows
they're all here for me. Yes.
And that's all brand new that's happening to me now. I can go to some clubs and still maybe it doesn't not fully happening, and but Caroline's is there'll be hopefully a lot of people there, and it's just a way you got to learn how to even be able to do that. You got to learn how to how do you go out in front of so many people know you, so they're you go out and they're I don't know, it's like they're excited to see you. It's a weird thing. We're so used to going out and I assume no one knows who I am. So that's how I first operate from, and now you got to operate from a place. Not, we're just, they do know you, and then you're like, oh.
It's a relief. The perception changes from, oh, fuck, I have to win them over, to when you walk out and go, fuck, I don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
But it's still the same thing. You're going to do good, and you've got the benefit of the doubt with your own audience. They know I'm funny, and they're here to see me. So if I'm funny, it'll work. I don't have to worry about oh no, is that joke too rough? Are they going to groan at that or walk out? But it's almost like I don't want to mail it in either. I want to at least have them go he's at least giving us new material, or he's trying to do something that he didn't do last time.
It's probably more pressure, in that sense, because you got to keep them. You got to keep this audience, and you got to still be growing it and keep it. And it's Netflix is. I mean, it's wild, what's going on. They're doing it with all that stand up, and they're buying everything.
They are buying a lot of stand up. Yes,
It is really interesting though. I was thinking about it because at first, when they started really spending a lot of money on the giant A-list names, I was like, that kind of sucks for the people who aren't A-list, because it's like you get distracted by everything going on over here. How do you find the other specials? But putting all the young guys in that packet where the comedians now becomes a series, that brand almost becomes this thing of whenever there's a season, it's like, oh, I love when Netflix does this. Yeah. And then it just gives exposure to all you guys.
Yeah. And it goes back. I was on season 1, so they just did season 2. And then someone's told me at the end of season 2, it just rolls into mine. Like if you let it keep going.
Were you the first episode of
I was
season?
the first episode of season
We were
1.
just talking to Joe List, who's the first episode of season 2, about what a great placement that is.
Yes.
Because
I told
even
Joe.
if you're just experimenting, like, I don't really have much time, but let me see what this comedians thing is.
Yeah.
They're going to start with you.
I told Joe. I was like, I was first, and I was like, dude, when he told me he got it, I was like, I don't know if it could happen, but I would tell everybody to try to get first.
How do you get it? Do you campaign for it, or does it just happen?
No, I think your agents or something, or someone's saying it, or like maybe some people are, some people aren't. The agents, that became a big deal, I think, to get first, like after ours came out, because what I was told is because like the mine did good because everybody was watching the first one.
Sure.
So then the agents and stuff knew that, so that was a big deal. So when whoever would get it there,
right,
they would really like go after, like, oh, well, you need to be first, and yeah, because it is. I mean, people will. Definitely. It's easy to watch 30 minutes is I think comics should. I mean, I still like an hour special, but I would not. If comics threw out half-hour specials, the highest level of comedian, I don't think it's a bad thing. Not
it's
right
more
now.
Consumable.
30, 40 minutes, like even 40. Yeah, it's consumable. It's easier for us to come up with the jokes when you tour on the road. You will always have another half hour that no one's seen, and you can just be moving and shifting that around.
That is true. I mean, the hour was the HBO thing because they have blocks of programming.
Yeah.
So they have to fill, I think, 56 minutes. So they had 4 minutes of promo time after. You'd have to chop your fucking special up. And Netflix doesn't give a shit. I mean, 48, 52, whatever. I mean, it's just running. People just watch it when they want to watch it. So yeah, that's a great point, man. 45 minutes could be a good time for a special. 30 minutes, good time for a special.
I like the idea of putting out like 30 minutes every, whatever, year or two, and then maybe every like 5 or 6 years put out an hour, and then it's an event.
That just became the model, an hour. But you're right. There's no reason not to do 30.
Like 45 would be 30 or 45. Like 30 could be quick, but it is. It depends on how long you've waited. Like Chappelle came back and did his. I want to see an hour
because it's an event.
I want to see it's an event. So, which I'm not. I like that idea of it too, like just sitting back waiting, and then I mean you can't like now.
In the meantime, you can put out those half hours because that's just like, hey, this is just a little taste of what I'm doing right now. Yeah. Not like, here it is. Here's the presentation.
I think you should. I think we should do that. I think guys should do it. 45 at least. Like, it's just, no one wants to. I think you got to be under an hour. Like, I feel like if someone looks at something and it says 62 minutes, that's enough to make you go, I don't know. That's a whole thing.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't have an hour.
I don't have an hour. Like, I mean, I think about 30 minutes. I mean, how many times you watch a 30-minute show? You can sit down and watch a 30-minute show. Like, it's nothing. Like,
Yeah, especially because you're like, I'm trying to find out what's happened with these Rajneesh people today, too. Like, I need
right.
I got a lot going on
That's
today.
special. That's very good, that documentary. Again, I'm in episode 3. What's it called? Wild Wild Country?
Wild Wild Country.
I heard about it yesterday.
It's very interesting.
You got to watch it. It gets better with each episode. It's so cool.
Yeah, it does get more and more like, oh, fuck.
It's like a cult thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it.
From Oregon.
Yeah. I could be in a cult.
You would? Well,
I'm not saying I would, but I think I could easily get swept into one.
Anybody,
if I wasn't even near it,
Why?
starting.
Are you just like to fit in? Are you gullible?
I'm gold. I can be. I'm not super gold, but I can. If you get me by myself, I won't. I don't want to be mean and say no to you.
Yeah.
So then I would just
so
live my life.
Yeah.
So then I would just live with these people.
I also think that anybody who has eaten at the Times Square Applebee's many times, even though they've lived in New York.
Good point.
Could join a cult.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's the same
That's
kind
what
of
I would
mentality.
ask the other people when I first said, "Have you ever been to Times Square?"
Because it's a
walk around the other group as we're all sitting there. Have you ever been to Times Square Applebee's? And they're like, "What?"
It's a familiarity. It's a comfortableness. You know what to expect. Nothing's going to shock you. Like, this is what we do.
One day I think you'll be shocked, but up until that day, there'll be one thing that you're like, whoa.
Yeah. We have to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Cyanide-laced boneless buffalo wings.
Yeah.
I watched the whole the Oklahoma City bombing. They did that thing. Well, there's two. The Unabomber. There's a great Unabomber thing on Netflix. That was on.
Is it a show or a documentary?
It's a show.
Okay, sure.
And,
I think the guy was in promoting that on our show.
Played the FBI director, the cop, or did he play the media guy?
And they played the cop, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. And I didn't know a lot about that. That happened, I mean, I was a kid. Or a kid to a teenager. It happened in late time. So, but I didn't know I didn't know a ton about it, and so it was interesting just to learn, this crazy thing that was like just sitting into buildings. And
you know what was great? And it's on the Paramount Network. So I think you have to get the Paramount Network app and then put in like your cable login or whatever. But they did a Waco show. There was like 6 episodes, and they had the guy from Friday Night Lights playing David Koresh, and Michael Shannon's on it as like the hostage negotiator guy. But they go over the whole Waco Branch Davidians thing over the course of 6 episodes. I wish it had been longer than 6 episodes, but it was really good. And you watch this guy, like you watch what starts. They do a good job of getting you sympathetic to David Koresh and being like, yeah, he's just a guy who loves Jesus. Like I go and hang out and love Jesus with him, and how it deteriorates into this, crazy guy.
I would see. I think I could get myself in a cult, and I do think I'd be one of the first to go. I don't think we should be here. Like so, that's how it would flip. But I would definitely get myself in,
right?
And then just literally find the right person. And be like, do you think we should be here? Or
right? Because you go like, at first you'd be like, this is just a cool place, man. Just good people hanging out. Like this is all good, and then you get that realization, like, are we in a cult?
I think we want structure too. I always think as a comic, there's so many times like you're like, I just want to get a writing gig where I have to go to this place 9 to 5, and like you're just like you get in comedy because you can do whatever you want, and then you're like, I don't want to do whatever I want. I want to go here at this time to this time and eat lunch at this time, and because your life is.
Let me know
so
when the check
weird.
is coming.
Yeah,
like
just
that's it.
Like this is my life. It's a regular life, and I'm not like I can make no plans too far out because you just never know.
Right.
You go in your head, what if I get something? Then something, and there'll always be something.
Sure.
Maybe it's not as big as you think it's going to be, but I can make it as big.
There's always something.
There's always something that's going to come up, and you go, all right, well, I guess I'll go do that, and I won't. It doesn't matter if I don't go to this guy's funeral. Like I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, he's already dead. I don't tell my mom he's already dead. My mom has to go with it. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's why I like radio. I mean, because it's a steady gig. It's like one of those things where I always got something to do. That's the worst fears of performers. You like, fuck, what if I have nothing to do?
Yeah.
What if I have no work? Like all of a sudden I'm not relevant. I mean, nothing. Like, and we all feel irrelevant sometimes. But if you have somewhere to go and there are people who are relying on you to be there, at least you feel like, all right, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Right. I have to.
I have to be there. People will notice if I'm not there. I do get paid to be there. It makes you feel like, at least I'm alive.
Yeah. At least you're doing. Yeah, it's nice.
I'm not
it's
dead.
A nice feeling. Not. Yeah.
Some guys have fucking nothing going on.
Some guys are dead.
They are physically dead. Yeah.
Some people are dead.
Yeah.
And that's not a place you want to be.
They would be here if they weren't. So
you think so?
No, we probably wouldn't
in this room.
Most of them.
No, I mean just in general.
Or
even in this room. They would be here. They'd all be sitting right there.
Yeah,
listening.
there's Abraham Lincoln.
Who are you on with tonight?
Norman Reedus.
Oh, from
Walking Dead, and Wendy Williams.
I like Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams is doing it tonight.
I think I do too. At first you think you don't, and then you're like, I bet she's pretty nice and great. Like I think she's like a good heart. Like really roots for you, and like.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know.
This is judging off. minutes that I've seen.
I think she'd be a fucking tornado.
Really?
She could be.
Yeah, I think she's.
Is her show still on?
Yeah, it is. She had to. She had a sickness that made her collapse. Remember we watched that
clip
of her collapsing?
People thought she faked it. She didn't fake it.
She didn't fake it. She had to take a week I think she had to take 3 weeks off, and she wanted to do guest host. So she took 2 weeks with Best Of, and by the 3rd week, the network was like, you got to do something. So they had Jerry O'Connell as her fill-in host, because I guess she likes him as a guest.
Yeah.
It's just really weird to, this show is built around Wendy Williams, this charismatic black woman who's talking about, a lot of black culture and celebrity gossip and stuff like that. And Jerry O'Connell is the guy that.
That's why she got Jerry, because he's totally opposite of her. She
no
did
risk.
Not. Right. She didn't want them to watch someone and go, well, you know what? She's doing it for but she's doing it for 1/10 of Wendy's price. Yeah, you just had it, Troy, in the Statue of Liberty.
It's just like
it's so smart.
It's just fun. You can watch Jerry O'Connell for a week talk about basketball wives and like, oh, this is fun and wacky, but yeah, there's no risk of him taking over. There she goes.
That's real.
Down she goes. Look at her.
Yeah.
Her eyes.
Listen to the volume on
Yeah, I think it's just I think there might be a voiceover.
Wendy Williams, the talk show host.
Yeah, there she goes. Look at those eyes go crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then, I was watching her weeks after this had already happened. Might have even been months after this had happened. And she would do her monologues where she's sitting there. And she'd be making googly crazy eyes at the camera. Like I was going, there's something.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. She got super skinny and she was making crazy eyes and didn't feel like she was
probably not eating.
really following her sentences that she was saying, you know? Like she was reading off the teleprompter, but like really weird pauses in where she'd take her breaths and stuff, and just didn't seem like she even knew what she was reading. But the audience was like reacting like crazy. Like there was nothing
because they knew what they were reading. It's time they said applause. Wasn't she going through like a divorce, or there was allegations that her husband was cheating or something? Maybe that fucked her up, but she wasn't eating.
Yeah, there's allegations that her husband
Graves' disease. Travis said
cheated on her. They said Graves' disease.
What is Graves' disease?
It's gravely serious, Jim.
It's serious. It sounds worse than it is.
Pardon me, Nate.
It's the one you want.
For that.
But there have been those that have speculated that she's on drugs too.
Oh, she.
Some people have speculated it.
Oh, maybe.
Yes. So
I think she's. Sexy.
We had
could be all of the above.
We had our affairs. Our mayor, Nashville's mayor, got caught with an.
Oh,
trust me,
God.
we're obsessed with that
forgot you're
reporter,
from
Phil
Nashville.
Williams.
You know Phil Williams?
I don't see
He's
him.
the greatest.
Masturbating.
He's
the guy we talk about. That's him. That's how he talks.
Masturbating.
We love Phil Williams.
Yeah. You know, my buddy that opens for me is a comic, and he worked at Channel 5 for 20 years as a producer.
Can you get us in touch with Phil Williams?
We want Phil Williams.
He knows Phil Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Phil Williams. We watch all kinds of Phil Williams news reports on the show. We watched your whole mayor drama.
Yeah, you might know more than I did.
We covered the entire
Obsessed
thing.
with it.
Up and down, because we were first just obsessed with Phil Williams.
Yeah.
Then we became obsessed with this story that Phil Williams really tore
Megan
the lid
Barry,
off of.
and how she fucked up the state trooper in the cemetery. What a fucking good egg.
Well, and you know what's funny is it's a weird thing with them because no one, like, everybody down there, like, have you seen her husband?
Oh, guy looks like Jesse Ventura. Yeah.
Dude, there's like
all the negative aspects. None of the not big and strong or anything like that. Just the negative side of Jesse Ventura.
There's like Southern Christian moms that will, when they hear this story, they go, "Well, have you ever seen her husband?" Like they say that. And I was like sitting there. I told like my family. I was telling my friends. I go, "This is crazy," because y'all. I go, "Can you imagine if it was if it's flip flopped?" And the husband's cheating on the wife, and the guy goes, "Well, you seen his wife? She's kind of a train wreck." And everybody's doing that to this guy. No one respects this guy. No one cares.
He's a 3.
I've just never heard women totally turn on like.
Nobody cares about her husband.
Nobody cares at all. They
just lost a son.
They're more worried about that.
They don't care about the husband though. They're not.
Yeah, there's been weird stuff. Well, and her son, like they were saying too, when her son, when they had somewhere, her son, like they didn't go to the funeral or together, or one of them maybe it was something else they had in another state.
The dad probably went to the funeral, and the mom was probably fucking the bodyguard somewhere.
Yeah, she's probably taking a load.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's
wow.
But I'm just blown away how open, and they're not even like, they don't say it like quite. It's an open thing to be like, "Well, have you seen her husband? I mean, he's a real doofus."
That's
like a lot
so
of that.
funny.
And
she's still fucking the other guy.
I think they are still together.
I would hope
her
so.
and the cop.
Yeah.
So her and her husband separated.
Yeah.
But you know what? Once you lose the job,
I'm not completely positive they separated. I could be wrong.
Let's find that out. Is she still banging the trooper or no? Because he lost everything too.
Once you lose the job,
his wife broke.
His divorce. Yeah.
Which is crazy. She's like, "I don't know. Why don't you ask Megan Barry?" Like she just said it on like a thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, what? Why should we ask her?"
Once you lose the job, though, you both lost the jobs, and the marriages are over. You kind of lost the excitement of a lot of the reason that you were doing what you were doing, right?
Possibly, but then again, you're like, all right, well, I don't have a gig. I don't have a gig. She won't fuck me. He won't fuck me. All right, well, I guess it's us.
Might as well.
Yeah.
You might as well stay together.
But I got to be honest, the mayor was hotter when she was the mayor.
She was, yeah.
You know?
That's
I've
true.
met her twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
How's she look in person?
She's good. Yeah, she's like
You fuck her?
I think it's hard when she's a mayor, so everything starts with that. So even like how she looks at anything, you're like, it's a mayor. Like when you look at it in your head, I mean, she does look good. She's not a bad looking woman. But you start it with, this is a mayor I'm looking at. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So no matter what, she's gonna be hot. She could be the hottest chick in the world just because you're like, but that's a mayor. So that's Jennifer Aniston basically.
That's true.
Of mayors.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
I've never eaten a mayor's pussy.
Would you?
Fuck yes. Would love to eat the mayor's pussy.
They had she had a security,
Do your
a
civil
different
duty?
security,
Yeah.
a different security guy outside her house, and some guy took a
actual
picture,
security.
and I like after all this happened, and someone's like, "Here we go again." Someone just said that, like she can't even get, she's already into it with the next guy, like he just shows up.
Is she getting divorced or no?
Fucking securities.
The bodyguard is.
Yeah. I
His
can't
wife.
find if she's getting a divorce.
His wife had enough of his malarkey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
she
wife
was,
did.
She was very. I liked her. Like when I met her, she was very nice. And like, but you know what? I don't
wonder
know.
if the husband has just kind of resigned himself to this is what life's going to be. Please don't divorce me.
Yeah.
It's just a pathetic way to be.
Well, that's what everybody would say. I mean, yeah, they just openly. I mean, these are like Christian Southern moms,
Just calling him an
the people
ugly
that are
cuck.
like just like they're not, and just like, oh, you seen your husband? And you're like, these women that you're like, I don't even think you care about looks. I don't think you're,
This isn't.
Have you seen a lot of your husbands?
This isn't Christian of you to be.
Yeah.
He's a professor at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The husband. Oh.
Any students? Any of you have any questions? I got one. Not
Yeah.
about my wife.
All hands go down.
Everybody is, yeah.
And they spent thousands of dollars throughout their affair. The kid was 22 and he died in Denver of a drug overdose. That sucks.
Tragic.
Yeah.
She'll probably blame it on
She was
that.
she was very open about all that. She talked to everybody about it and all like that's a lot of stuff that a lot of people like about her is like she was very but maybe she had to be because she was having a huge affair on the
Right.
side.
Was
Yeah,
she doing
she
it then, though, or did that push right into the affair?
I think so. I think it's been a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one of those things when it comes out to you want to go like, how many people knew? Like how many people in that?
Right.
Someone
like,
else knew.
Yeah. So they had to. Like, so
You're
then
fucking in the cemetery every morning. Yeah.
That's like the Tiger Woods thing. Like they when they talked to those girls, like Howard Stern talked to those girls, and they one of them was like, I don't know how this hasn't come out, like because he would be at Vegas like openly sitting with other women.
Right.
So they're like, how is this for a long time? So
It's almost like people just agree, like, oh, we all know that this happens, but we're not going to say anything. And then one person isn't in the agreement, so the one person finally says something,
Yeah.
and then everybody's allowed to jump on, like, oh yeah,
I was there. I saw the whole thing. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I think I encouraged him.
His
that's why
girlfriend
the-
dumped him for cheating now? Allegedly, his new
Tiger?
girlfriend? Yeah.
Oh, the new girlfriend dumped him.
One of them did, yeah.
Oh,
just
boy.
recently. And,
And he's like, I don't.
That's
I don't
not
know.
good
He
for
can't
the-
wrap his head around that. He goes, what? I don't understand what's happening. Like,
That's not good for. Is he playing in the Masters?
oh, it's today, buddy.
Kristen
Very
Smith.
exciting.
You're excited about? You're a golf fan?
I'm a golf fan, so
You like to watch on television?
Oh yeah, and the Masters is pretty special. Masters is like,
Yeah.
it's very old school with a lot of their even beliefs, and then, but they're pricey. If you go there, they sell like hot dogs for like 75 cents or something, or $1. It's these prices from the 50s, and so
Oh, they
it's like
just won't
this
change.
time. Yeah, it's just
I
they
see.
don't. They don't change. So it's
It's pretty stupid.
You like golf? You'd go?
It's inflation,
yeah, I
you know?
do play golf, and then I love playing, and then watching it is great too.
Yeah, her name is, the ex-girlfriend wants to break the NDA she had with
His
him.
ex-girlfriend looks just like his ex-wife.
No, she's a little thicker, but she's sexy.
Okay.
But the new one,
A thicker version of his ex-wife? I don't mind that.
yeah, she
Oh
got a
wait,
nice
his
fat
ex-wife
ass.
wants to break the.
No, this
No.
the ex-girlfriend. That's
Oh.
ex-girlfriend with a big fat ass. She has a nice rump.
Let me tell you what, his ex-wife is good for her. She's talked about nothing. I don't think that I know
No.
of. Like,
I haven't seen any interviews
yeah,
or anything.
she's just sat there and like moved on with her life. I know she got paid, but how many they all talk? Everybody always talks like this girl's already like dated him for 20 minutes and she wants to spill her guts on everything. And her ex-wife is just sit there quietly.
That
took in
ex-wife-
a ton of money.
She was pretty.
The last thing that she's got to
Yeah.
want to see, though, is the ex-husband. Now he's dating somebody that looks just like you, except has a fat ass.
I wonder if she cares at this point because she's probably dating someone else. She's got fucking $30 or $50 million or more. What does she give a fuck?
She just spends a couple months counting her money in singles.
yeah.
Yeah, she's probably like, fuck him.
I think it's like $100 million or something.
Oh,
She
yeah,
got.
what does she
God,
care?
crazy.
She's probably done fucking him anyway.
Yeah.
After all that embarrassing shit came out, was that
Yeah.
2009 now? She's been divorced for a while.
I remember my wife texted me when this happened and said he was in a car accident and he was a guy. Tiger Woods is like him and Michael Jordan were two people. Like if I ever met, I wouldn't even know what to say.
Yes.
And when I met, my heart dropped when she I read that. I was on the back of like a Southwest plane, and I just read it, and I'm just like, Like you're like, what? I called her. I was like, what happened? Like it's a
We gotta
family
land
member.
the plane. We have to land this plane.
We gotta get out of here. What's that? Tiger Woods was in a car accident.
Now,
and
do you
then
like
you find the whole story.
Do you like Tiger Woods for his golf or for his extracurriculars?
I like for his golf. I like I was in before.
Now, so when all the fucking starts becoming public,
Yeah.
do you go like, I don't know if I like this guy as much?
No, he doesn't.
No, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Of course not.
Yeah,
You like him
I
more.
don't care about. Yeah, I think it's hard to get offended as a comedian.
Right.
Like it's hard
I would
to,
hope
or a lot
so.
of people to get offended. You just don't care. You're like, I don't care what you do.
A guy dumping loads is never going to offend a comedian.
You don't
Why
think
did he
so?
fuck
Yeah.
the Perkins waitress with no condom?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
out.
You almost you like that it's weird waitresses.
Right.
Like you're
I
like
love
that. You're
them.
like, dude, you're a billionaire. And you're like at a Denny's and like and like in these real relationships kind of with these people.
Imagine
And
what a thrill it was for that Perkins waitress. Like,
probably can't even say anything.
Getting
like
fucked
she
with
tells
no
one
bag by
friend-
Tiger
yeah.
Woods?
yeah, like I didn't see this night going this way.
Yeah. You never guess what happened. Like when she tells someone, and they wouldn't.
They're like,
No.
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
No,
But he would never fly them out. He would fly them like coach and never gave him like any kind of money at all. Like not even like
great.
$1,000. He was very cheap. He's like Michael Jordan in that sense.
But that's
You
why you
find
get
coach?
Oh yeah.
You get
And
girls
that's
that,
what's
like-
crazy too. Is like that's a guy who wants to get caught. You're like, you're not even treating them at least like great, so they stay on your side.
It's crazy.
But you get girls who haven't like experienced a lot. Like you get a
Oh.
Perkins waitress who doesn't even know. She's like, "Oh, coach, airline tickets probably cost him $1,800."
Yeah,
and it's
never
like,
really flown.
Right.
And she's like, oh,
Exactly.
middle seat. So if I get to talk to two people, that's great.
Wait. All this food is free.
Yeah, whatever we want.
Yeah. Can I get two
Yeah.
cans of Coke?
Trying to tell the person next to him I'm going to visit Tiger Woods. They don't believe. Maybe it's smart because they don't believe him. Like, if she was, would she be in coach in the
Exactly.
back? Wouldn't you think she'd be in first class? That's
Right.
what her husband says. That lady's an idiot.
Right.
And maybe it's genius.
I think
that
it
he
is
did
genius.
Yeah.
He was at a show I met Tiger once. He was at a
Oh.
show I did, but many years ago. I was opening for Dice in Vegas, and he came with an entourage. I ran out at the end before he left and met him briefly, and he signed my dumb business card. It's probably 1997 or 98.
Was he fine? Was he nice?
He was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, "You were awesome." I did that joke. It was a joke, but he was really nice. He was very pleasant.
That's probably when it was happening.
He was this in the late 90s. He was fucking spilling cum all over the fucking
Is that right?
tri-state area.
Yeah.
But Dice didn't give a shit. Dice was he's like the least starstruck person I've ever known. He doesn't give a shit because I remember they were going like Tiger might come back and he goes, "Who cares?" And he just went up to his room. He didn't give a fuck. He never
great.
cared who was in the audience. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, I wish I would have talked to him longer.
Tiger.
Yeah, it was brief. It was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish Tiger. Yeah. Well, Dice would have let him come back.
Well, he would have, but he didn't care if he did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if Tiger would have been allowed to come back, but Dice wasn't waiting
Did he
for
know
him.
who he was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tiger
Tiger
Woods?
was
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you want Tiger to win the Masters?
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, it'd be.
That's not going to
You
happen,
know,
or it could happen.
It can happen. He's coming. He came in second in a tournament already this year. He's playing really good. He's favored.
Rob says no way.
It would be a lot. I mean, it would be an unreal story if he does. But the Vegas had him favored. It's not. We're not in a position where we have been, where his back hurts, and I don't even know if he's going to finish. He's been playing good, and but yeah, it's very unlikely.
How long since he won a tournament?
2015, maybe.
Oh, okay.
13,
Is he still on?
13, maybe.
Is he still going to break the record or no?
No, he's 4 majors away from tying Jack Nicklaus. So it's, he can still do it. I mean, these guys win majors. If he does it, he will be the oldest to win majors. No one's ever won them. I forget how old they were, but no one's ever won them. So if he wins them, he'll have to be 40. He's 42, so he'll probably have to be maybe 50. But guys play till 50, 60. They play till they're 80.
Yeah.
So he's won the Masters before?
He's won, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Travis is
Has
saying we
he
have
won
I
to...
feel like you acted it weird, like you're about to do a joke on me.
Has
I
he
thought
won?
someone was behind me. Like, has he won it before?
Jim just didn't know if he'd won the Masters.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's won.
He's actually
yeah.
he's won a bunch of stuff. He's known as one of a good golfer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's won. The most majors. I mean, he has the cuts. So if you get cut in a tournament, so you play the first 2 rounds, and then if you're not in the top like 60 or 70 people, you get cut and you have to leave. and he's made cuts. It's like 200 or almost 280 something times. No one's even close. Like the people that are the closest to him in a row are like 100 maybe.
Oh wow!
It's like a record that's like
It's like a Cal Ripken thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild.
No
like,
one's close.
No one's close. Wayne Gretzky,
awesome.
another guy that has a bunch of.
That's awesome.